Hello everyone, it's Radio, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're at the new raid farm, and we actually need a finish up the floor. So we got this part done already. We actually had some issues with this floor placer here by Glow Squid. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's a really cool floor placer. It works great. But when we first built it up, we had some issues with the player phasing through this trapdoor here. I actually still don't even know why this kept on happening, but it's fixed now. I'm pretty sure it was a carpet rule or something like that. And then we had issues, since we use gravity blocks, we had issues with the floor placer itself. These modules getting jammed constantly. But turns out that it was just because we didn't fill in all the gaps. Like if there was a gap like this, then the game would think that there's still a block here, even though it's trying to fall, and it would just jam the entire system. So we fixed that bit. We actually got most of it done. We still have to fill in this part here. We'll probably just do that manually because it's really, really small. And I also left it running overnight, and some powder on this part got empty, so we have to probably change some of this out for powder to make it a little bit more random, like you see here. There are some bits where it kind of just screwed up, but that's fine. There's not really a concrete plan for the walls as of yet. We'll probably do like pillager banners or something like that. Maybe some statues around the corners or something along those lines. So all we need to do on this perimeter is build the Bad Omen Bank by the Mechanist. So we'll build this very soon, actually. Probably, I might build it today, depending, because we still need glass. We don't have enough glass for this entire floor. We need 500,000 glass, and I think we only have 400. So we need about 100k more glass, something like that. So we'll probably build this up today. Let the floor placer run for a few hours, and hopefully get up to the end of this. But the raid farm by Bread is actually already built up. It's been built for about a month. We just never been able to run it because of the floor. But now it's finally it's all built up, and the floor is finally almost done. We're actually getting really close to being able to run this thing. I actually built this up and the nether side up within the same week. It's actually, it's gonna be really cool to see this thing running finally. I've been waiting for quite a long time to run this thing, but we're almost there. It's just the final stretch. So yeah, building this thing was actually quite challenging, obviously, because of all these like suppressed portals everywhere. This middle bit was a pain in the ass to do. I had to break this snow like 30 times. We also made the mistake of making this perimeter in a taiga biome. So you can see actually the mountain biome. So snow layers can form, which can spawn raids on top of, hence why we have all this string on the top to prevent snow layers being formed. So a little minor mistake, not a huge deal. String is, best solution for it. We can also put like sea lanterns, but it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, that's basically it. And then after those two things are done, we can run this thing, and this whole project will basically be done except for the walls, but we'll probably come back and do the walls sometime later. The Battle Bank is actually finished now. I built it up on a stream, which was probably, it was still on YouTube actually, and you might have actually seen it live. And we did run it for a bit, and we got plenty of villager captains in these cells here. This is the Battle Bank by Ive. Actually, his videos are now like all unlisted, so I'll just put a link down to in the description with the Mechanist Discord of this Bad Omen bank. But it works really well. If you're running Bad Omen, just hit this button and you get Bad Omen. And as you can tell, the floor has black glass over it now. It's ran quite a bit of ways, almost to the end of the perimeter. And I actually built up the last bottom bit of this raid farm as well. So that way when the glass is finished that we can actually run this thing. But as you can tell in the background, there is still that floor placer. So it's actually really, really close to being done. But we ran out of black glass at the last stretch. I'm actually smelting some glass at our very ghetto furnace array. And because of this project, we actually decided to make a furnace array in the next project. So that might be in the next video actually. And the next video will have this raid farm up and running as well. But yeah, all we need is this last bit of glass. But I'll get to that next time though. I guess we'll continue on with the main storage and the XP farm. And here is our new main storage on our server. This is actually a very cool project that we worked on for about a week. A week designing and then about a week building this. So about it's a 2-week project basically. So our old storage system was really, really bad. I didn't like any of it. So I decided to make a new main storage to help out with upgrading some tech that we actually needed for a storage system. So we have these just all slices that are pretty nice. They're all hopper locking, and we already got like a ton of terracotta from our quarry. But that has every item in the game, and also including some 117 items that we don't have yet, like deep slates for different things, candles, flowering azalea, and stuff like that. So we don't have like every 117 item sorted, but most of them are. Then we have this side is this like the basic general building block area. So we have different color blocks, and then corals, and wool and random stuff like this. This is basically where we get all of our basic building materials. Here's where copper is going to go because they need a lot of slices for that. And then yeah, once 118 comes around, all you have to do is expand this part, which won't be too hard. And the bulk actually stay the same. If you saw some of my live streams, you actually already seen this before if you saw my live stream. But bulk can stay the same because it's fine. It's hopper locked, and it's not even that much MS. It's only like 1 or 2 when it's idle. When it's running, it's about 3, which is still pretty good. So if we come to this side of the storage system, we have a overflow area, which apparently has some, and then we have an unstackable sorter by Command Leo, which will probably definitely get upgraded once we have to upgrade to 117 in the future. We have a small crafting system. I'm not sure who this is by. I'll have to look it up and put it in the description. But it's really nice. It's pretty fast. It has armor stand detection in the back, and you can toggle that if you want it on or off. So that's super cool. We have the Mechanist fast crafter. This will definitely be rebuilt in 117 with the burning shulker boxes, and we can also use the stack sorting by that methods made a video on. We have an anvil damaging system because we're trying to get a double chest of each items. We kind of need one of these. Probably gonna rip it out as soon as we do have a double chest of very damaged and chipped, but for now it's fine. We have a small furnace array, which is by Andrews. It's completely hopper locked, and it works well. We had this actually in our original starter storage. I actually still built this in a mesa quarry, right, or in the mesa biome right now, but this is super nice. And then we have the endopearl stasis areas. And these actually use cubic meters cat teleportation. Actually, mine escaped, so my cat isn't over there. I do have 3 over there. But it works great, and you can build those basically anywhere. We might change it out for two names, like redstone teleportation thing. I don't exactly know yet. It's still like being discussed whether we should or not. I guess this is kind of new. I haven't seen this since I was on yesterday, but I believe it's like a project chest. So you just put like a sign up here and different projects and stuff like that. We have a bed with a few lockers for players like our members, and armor storage for new members as well. That still needs to be filled up because we don't have a lot of armor in there. And then here's some basic necessities like firework rockets and ender pearls, ender chest, and pork chop, and all that stuff. So yeah, here's the input. It's heavily inspired by the Cyblitz one, but I actually edited it a little bit to make it suit our needs. It's actually a lot smaller. I kind of Frankenstein this. I took Endertech's input and then I merged it with this like shulker loading thing. So yeah, I'll go to the bottom now, actually. So when you input a shulker box into this chest, then it will first see if it is a shulker box. And if it is, then it will go into this hopper and it will be checked here if it's a full shulker box or if it's partially full or even empty. So if it is an item, then it will just go into this. Wow, there's actually quite a lot in here. It will just go into this shulker box loader. And if it's full, then it will make its way to the bulk storage up here. And then it'll just go through this system. Also, if a box is inputted, it will take the comparator output from this and it will activate the chunk loading grid at the top. So if it's not 100% full, then it will be sent into this dropper here, which will be sent into this parallel item unloader by Boyan. I'll put a link to that in the description. If you've seen the Cyblitz, you've probably already seen this before, but it has the potential of unloading up to 32 times hopper speed for this one, which is like 400,000 items an hour. But it only unloads 1 item per slice, and it makes sure it's only 1 item per slice, and it doesn't do 1 item for 2 slices. And then it dispenses 5 items into this cauldron, which gets pushed into the water stream, and then up to the chest slices. And these are timed so that way it's negating for hopper cooldown. So that way you can just like constantly flow. If you input a lot of items in here, then it gets like actually pretty laggy for the frame rate. Like you can barely walk anywhere. But we have this golden pressure right here to activate again the chunk loading system. And up here is like a 5-minute timer, a very small 5-minute timer basically, for the chunk loading grid, which will activate the instant line up top for these portal chunk loaders, and then it will also activate the instant line at the bottom to quickly unlock all of the hoppers in the chest slice. That's basically it. Here's the entire overview of it. This is already in our Discord for the new one. If you're not in the Discord already, be sure to join it. We do post quite regularly, although since our member list is quite small, it is quite difficult to work on projects as fast as possible and stuff like that. But if you're interested in actually joining, we are looking for new members constantly, builders and tech alike. You know, if you're just interested in that sort of thing, and we would love to have you over on our server. So the XP farm actually finally built up. The entire world leader ran for a bit, and here's the player portal. It's actually really close to our storage portal over here. This will all be changed soon, as soon as we get a new nether hub. One of our newest members is actually going to work on a nether hub, and this will all be changed with the new piston bolts. But I'll make a video on that when that's done. So here is the overworld side of the new XP farm. It's quite impressive. This is the Mechanist 690k XP farm that we've been working on. Me and our newest member Alllexx has been working on this for, we worked on it for about 4 days, placed over 150,000 obsidian, which, since we have an obsidian farm, we have about 27 million obsidian in our reserves, so this was basically nothing for us. We also made this piston bolt, so that way when the player goes through the portal, that way the player doesn't start loading this in random pick range, which will, you know, if under the right circumstances, could crash your game. So we'll go ahead and ride this piston bolt. And here we are. So it takes a minute for it to warm up, basically. The pickings go into area, but you can already see them dying and XP going down. I'll put a link in the description of Cadender's video on this XP farm, because I don't want to take credit for any of this. This is purely their design. We built it just because it was probably the best option for us. But we have the snow golems aggroing pigmen over here, and they basically just fall to death and drop XP. So the only bad thing about this farm is that it's going to be fixed in 1.19. That's if we update. I don't know if we will or not. We'll just see when that happens. So I'll go ahead and set up this pressure plate, and we'll see how fast we can get up to 30 levels. Yeah, as you can see, this XP farm is really, really fast. It repaired all my tools, my armor, my light show, and get me up to level 30 in like 10 seconds. So we have anvils here for new members that want to enchant, and I do like the design. It is very simplistic, but 2 members on the server, that me and another member who were not builders, so we just whipped up something quick because it's better to have a design than nothing at all. So this is basically just what we went with. But yeah, we'll go ahead and run the piston bolt back. We can stop the server from lagging. This actually doesn't lag the server too much. It's only about 20 ms, which is pretty good for what this does. But yeah, this is what it's finally done. It's pretty great that it's finally done. We're actually working on a new perimeter on this. Actually working on a new expansion for this perimeter. So we'll go through this portal and go to the storage one. And our main storage has been updated a little bit since my last recording. Like, this used to be the cat portal teleporting for ender pearls. We since changed that to the item shadowing. This will actually be updated very soon to a new item shadowing storage. We're still working on the design for that. That, and I've added a piston door because it's just an easy way to get out and check out the perimeter. But this new perimeter is on the south side. We already have 1/2 of the world leader already built up. and we are working on the south trenchers for this side of the perimeter. And then after that, we just have 2 more perimeters, or 2 more expansions of this perimeters to go, which is going to be on the east and west side. So it's going to be the same length as these ones. But it's going to be 3 times as long as these perimeters. So we're going to have a 1800 by 1800 roughly size perimeter, which is pretty insane. Yeah, on this side of the perimeter is going to be our new furnace array system. So since with the raid farm we needed a ton of glass, it actually our current furnace array is really bad, and I don't like it at all. I'm not gonna say who it's from or anything like that. I'm just gonna I don't like it, and it definitely could be improved. So we are using a furnace array by Andrews. It's a really fast design. I think it's 2 million items per hour, ran at full capacity. So that's what we're going to use for things like glass or stone or smooth stone or, whatever. Something diamond ore, just anything like that. But we also need a new fuel source for that furnace array, which is blaze rods. And we don't have a lot of blaze rods. We don't have a blaze rod farm. So we actually need to build a new nether perimeter for blaze rods. I think at the moment, yeah, we have a few shulker boxes here, and I think we have a little bit more in bulk. Yeah, we only have like 100k in bulk. Another project that we had got done is we made a makeshift gold farm. I'm not actually a huge fan of these type of gold farms, but we needed gold like desperately, so I decided to go ahead and just build one of these up, and it works actually really well. I've been running it for a bit and got a few gold, or some gold out of it. We are still working on the better gold farm. That's over there. We just have to run some more bedrock breakers, but I'll probably put that in the video when we're done with that project, or at least when we're starting to make the world eater, stuff like that. I'll show you the overworld side of this. So here is the overworld side. It's a little bit jank because we have a gold ingots sorter here and then nuggets over here, because the original schematic had, so it's a little bit jank over here, but it works great. This is a super temporary farm anyway, and our new one we're gonna have a TNT looting system, and we're probably gonna suppress those portals underneath too as well for the TNT looting. So this is basically a makeshift that didn't even like design it in creative or anything. I forgot a composter there, but basically this works like you just swing at the armor stand, you get the drops, and they funnel up. We also made this fast crafter, me and Alllexx, a new member actually on our server. We built this up in like 20-ish minutes. So the fast crafter to make the nuggets into ingots, and then we also have an option to make the ingots into straight into gold blocks. It dispenses about 1 million items per hour, so it's pretty good for how small it is. And we were running it for a bit and got 150,000 gold ingots, so that'd be great for our super still jank bartering system that we have. But yeah, this is basically the whole crux of the gold farm. It's been, yeah, it was super easy to build. It wasn't too long. It was actually pretty relaxing, just placing obsidian like crazy. It only cost us about 50,000 obsidian. And since we had that obsidian farm running for quite a while, we have about 27 million obsidian. We do plan on building a better obsidian farm in the future. But for right now, I think we're good enough for a little bit. I think our goal is to have at least like 100 million obsidian is what I would like to get, maybe even 2 or 3. But yeah, that's basically the entire gold farm. In the next episode, we're going to do the blaze rock farm, finishing up this floor, and maybe the new furnace array as well. So if you want to see that, yeah, just like, subscribe, and you know, do all that stuff that cringy YouTubers say. But yeah. And thanks to, you know, It's Radio Server Hosting for sponsoring this video, again, as always. They're really good server hosting. So yeah, check them out. And see you later. Bye.